So just to talk a little bit about food, because we live in America, we have a whole lot of food.
I know it.
Giving you a little bit about our background and my background, I was born in London and raised in Nigeria. So when I lived in London a long time, I was in Nigeria a little while, but in London I lived a long time. When I arrived in America, I was overwhelmed by the options that we had in the grocery store. The one that threw me off the most, guys, is the baked beans. The number of flavors. I was like, oh my God, what do I choose? I don't know what to do. And I went for a women's program and I looked and we went to a restaurant and I saw the food portions and it freaked me out. Now I have lived in America now for 28 years, so I'm used to the portions. But honestly, it's a challenge we face as a culture in that we have so much food and we have so many options. And food then becomes a drug for many of us at different times, whether that is not eating enough of it or adequate nutrition, because you can be slim and be unhealthy, right? Or being overweight because we're eating food. So we're not talking here, guys, about your weight on the scale alone. We're talking about having adequate nutrients, right?
Exactly.
Dr. Sarah?
Yes.
What would you tell us and how can you help us if somebody is a victim of trauma or just to anybody who is watching us today? What kind of tips do you have for us on having a healthy relationship with food?
That's great. Yeah. So, I mean, this country, as you said, we have so much at our disposal. We have a lot of processed food. And this food that we eat, it doesn't help us really. They're really processed because they're very highly palatable. They're very salty. They're fatty. They're sweet. So they give the brain the dopamine that it's trying to get from, okay, I feel sad, I don't feel good, but then, I want to eat and then I feel better because now I've eaten the French fries and all that. So what I would say is portion size is really important. Portion size is important. The regular size of the plates of the regular American plate is huge. So I myself eat from a small, not too small, but a small plate so that I can get that portion size in. And also being able to realize that you need to eat more whole foods.
I love it.
Plant-based diet is what is recommended. Stay away from the ultra-processed stuff because they're not helping. Eat the real food, the ones that grow from the floor, from the ground, the potatoes, the brown rice, the things that are natural. Eat more plants, eat more fruits and vegetables because it helps. It reduces your stress, it relaxes you, dilates your arteries, especially if you have blood pressure, because fruits and vegetables have, some antioxidant effects in there that help dilate those arteries. So I would just recommend that with anyone that's trying to live healthy, food is 80 to 90%, of what your health is about, really. What you put in your body really matters. You have to pay attention. And then when it comes to emotional eating, you really have to detach yourself from the food. You have to ask yourself, am I hungry? Or am I just craving this food because I'm stressed, I'm lonely, I'm tired? If you give yourself, so when you have that craving, if you give yourself, at least 5 minutes in between, those cravings go away eventually, but if it lingers on and on and on, and you're having pains in your stomach, obviously you might be hungry. But sometimes we might be dehydrated and we think we're hungry. So stay hydrated, drink lots of water, and then if you're still hungry, and then you eat. But if you're not hungry, and then you realize that, okay, I'm actually eating because I'm lonely, then you realize, once again, that awareness, be able to realize that, okay, I'm not really hungry, but I'm lonely, so I want to eat that donut or I want to eat that cake. So then processing your emotion, journaling, talking to a psychologist like Dr. Rolla, just talking to somebody and being able to separate that emotion from the real hunger is really important. Yeah.
Wow. So just to summarize a little bit, have a smaller plate.
Yes.
So that way you're ready to eat less. And then also what your portion size is.
Yes.
But when you say whole foods, can you break that down a little bit? Are we talking like food that is foods from the earth, right?
From the earth,
as opposed to things in package,
Yes.
in boxes.
Yes.
So if something is in a box, are you saying we should never eat it, or we should eat it less?
We should eat it less. I mean, to be honest, could be very difficult for some people. But you remember, your journey is different from somebody else's journey.
Point.
There's some people that can go, plant-based, vegetarian, vegan, and they do it for the rest of your life. But if you know what you can, what you can take, for instance, if you know that, okay, I like to eat my box meal and this and that, just reduce the quantity and just reduce the frequency, and then pay attention to the packages. Pay attention, like if you have ingredients in there that you cannot spell, you cannot pronounce, they're foreign to you, they are not supposed to be in your body. Your body might not be able to, eliminate it or even process it. So just paying attention to the labels. A lot of us just grab things. We don't pay attention to what we're eating. We just grab and go. Slow down, pay attention to what you're eating.
I love it.
And then just mix it up. Mix the natural food with once in a while, things in the box. Just don't eat too much of the things in the box.
I love what you say about how we should slow it down, because when we're moving at this crazy pace of modern life in America and all over the world, but we're just constantly busy, it feels like we're missing the opportunity to ask ourselves why. Why am I doing this, and what am I doing?
Right.
So what I'm hearing from you, Dr. Sarah, is what am I eating and why am I eating it? So please, guys, pay attention to that, because that's something I'm working on. I know for me, I have zero self-control when it comes to sweets. So when I buy them, I share it with my kids when they were home, like, let's share the calories. But I have no self-control to be able to have a candy drawer. Zero. I don't get it. Because if I do, I will overeat it. So I know what my limits are. If I go to Costco and I buy a lot of muffins, my mom has this gift of putting the muffins in the freezer and taking one out. I will finish it within a few days. So I take one and I give it to her to eat it, to share it with her friends or whatever. So I really want to thank you for that. We can start where we are.
Yes.
But do something. Don't say, oh, this is how I've been eating all my life, I can't change it. You can change it. I love it. I love it. So what is the differences? First of all, I'm thoroughly enjoying talking to you today. I hope you guys are too, because honestly, again, our lives are so busy. We work hard, but wouldn't it be wonderful for us to also live well? And not just live long, which we want to, by God's grace, but we also want to live well. And then if you're a victim of trauma, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a picture of yourself 5 years after you've recovered, as in your journey of recovery, and see that everything about you is different. Your body feels different. Your mind feels different. The way you sleep is different. Every aspect, your doctors are telling you you're doing better.
Yes.
I don't know how that person will be so excited, because what was meant to bring them down becomes the path, becomes that catalyst to move them into a whole different area of growth. And I think that's just beautiful. Now, we know that people see their PCPs. Many of them take their medications. But you are a person that is focused on wellness and coaching, and also prescribing as needed in the area of weight management. What would be the difference, Dr. Sarah, between what you do and the person that sees their NP, that sees their nurse practitioner and sees you? Yes.
Right. So what makes me stand out is the fact that, fine, I can give you medication, I can prescribe medication, but I really want to know you as a person. I want to look at you more holistically. I work on your mindset. I try to figure out what exactly is going on. What other layers? Let's unlayer what's going on in there. Is there self-doubt? Is there stress? What else is going on there? Because your PCP or your nurse practitioner might not have the time to spend time with you, to coach you through, new behavior changes that you need to have, the mindset change, the affirmations and the support. I give you that, but your PCP or your regular nurse practitioner might not be able to give you that. So what makes me stand out is, treating you holistically and then, helping you with your mindset. And supporting you along the way, being your cheerleader, your motivator, and just kind of helping you, guide you through making all those lifestyle changes and helping you develop new habits that will give you sustainable weight loss and improve your health overall.
It sounds like you're also helping, talking as a psychologist now, of course, it sounds like you're helping people to work through that sense of shame. Like, I've tried this so many times, it's not worked, and I'm a failure. Look at me, people are mocking me, I'm overweight, they think I don't look good, or I feel ashamed. Were you supporting them? Do you find that people are not feeling ashamed like they used to, and they're not feeling that? Tell us a little bit about how people are handling that. Do they feel less ashamed and they feel more confident that they could?
Yes.